there, viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. We got us an 01 Nissan. It's a Sentra. It's got the big 1.8 in it. Came in the other day, had some lean codes. I checked it out. Fuel trims were pegged right out in it. Mass airflow sensor was not functioning at all. So I replaced the mass airflow, and fuel trims are back normal and everything's good. Well, it's been about a week-ish, and the money light is back on, but now it has a P0400 and a P0430. So it has a code for the EGR valve and a code for the catalytic converter, which is kind of bizarre. I don't believe it has anything to do with the previous lean codes, and fuel trims are good in that the P0174 or whatever it was did not come back, and fuel trims are still normal. So that's where I'm at. I want to check it out for the lady, and first thing I'm going to look at is the EGR valve. Now what I've done so far is I've started the car. I use our bidirectional controls. I opened the EGR valve with the engine running. I didn't hear the engine stumble. I didn't hear it do anything. And I did not see the EGR temperature sensor change, which I'm not sure where that is. I assume it's probably built into the valve. Nothing changed, but I did notice. Let me pull up some scan data, and I decided, you know what, we should make a video because I don't know what we're going to see. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but when I open it, I can hear some stuff. So I do hear some function going on there. But when it was running, like I say, temperature didn't change. I reached down, stuck my digits right on the EGR pipe, which it should have removed some skin, and it didn't. So I believe at this point either the valve is not functioning, it's not opening and closing, or it's plugged. Not super familiar with these Nissans. I don't know if it's a problem with them plugging, but I think my next step is verify what wires are on it, see if it has a position sensor. That I don't know. Make sure that it is opening, which we may have to actually just physically look at, like take the valve off, look, is it opening? And if it is our ports plugged? And then we'll take it from there. So that's where I'm at. I just wanted to kind of shortcut the process for you. This is what's happening. Now we have 6 wires. Let me get a diagram. EGR temp sensor lives up here. This is where the EGR tube goes, so it comes out of the exhaust manifold through what they call their flow control valve, back through the other tube up to the intake, and then the temp sensor hangs right here. So the 6 wires is because it has 2 stepper motors in it. What I'm going to do now is we're just going to unplug it. I assume it has power going to it because it clicks and makes noise. I believe our 2 center wires here are going to be power. So we'll just lightly probe them, see if we have power to them. We got power on that one. We have power on that one, so that's good. Because we do hear movement in it, I just want to have a look at it to see if we see it, physically moving, instead of getting too in depth into checking the control wires. I hear it move going up, move going down. So we'll see if we can just take it off and have a look, see if our pipes are clogged or what the case may be here. What do we got here? 12. I think it should come off relatively easy. We'll just pop it back and see what she looks like. Oh yeah, first try. 12 millimeters. Now she did tell me she had this engine replaced at one point in this car's life. It's a Florida car, so it's pretty clean. I don't know what happened to the original engine. Looks like it's liquid cooled. Oh yes, it hit the floor. Hallelujah. Best sound you can have when you drop something. Oh, let me find that. Where you at, little fella? There she is. Didn't even fall to the middle of the car. Free tip for you: if you're ever taking bolts off and you want to make sure when you drop them, you find them, put a bucket of antifreeze under the car. It will always land into the bucket. So I'm going to unplug it. I'd like to not ruin the gasket if we can. Let me get a light so we can look in there. Alright. I'm going to take, before I zoom you guys in on it, I just want to open it and see what I see happening. Anything. Oops. Nothing's happening, you ding dong. Oops, when you plug it in. I don't see any movement. I can feel the valve. Yeah, I hear the stepper motor, but I don't see any movement. I'm going to see if we can reach in and physically move it. Perhaps it is stuck. That's annoying. Let's see. No, it does not appear so. You can definitely feel the stepper motor moving. I see no pedal movement whatsoever. I didn't know I was blinding you guys. I'd be curious to know if we took the motor off the top, maybe it's just corroded in there or something. So we'll just stick that back on there lightly. I'm going to pull them Allens out just to see what it looks like. Well, I think you're proud of us. Hopefully see something. Oh, some jiggly bits just fell. Awesome. It's just a little spring, a little wavy washer. Let's just sit right up on top. That's the stepper motor. All right. Uh-huh. So it is seized, because when it turns this stepper motor, should be pulling the valve up and down, which will stick that to the side. We'll pop this back off. Must be just the shaft must be seized. Yep. So if we take the other part of the motor off, well, that wasn't helpful, fella. It's got to be seized in the cooling portion of it here. Well, let me get a little, it's already broke. Oh, sugar. Did that hit the ground too? It's just the bearing, don't worry about it. Get a screwdriver. Let's figure if it's a quick fix, we'd be golden, but I'm thinking the aluminum corrosion has probably gotten to it too much. So we'll take that off. No, it's not. It's actually seized. The EGR valve itself is seized in this lower part of the housing here. Those are the fingers that hold it onto the stepper motor. Okay, so it's not a horrible thing here. Pretty interesting though. Alright, let's hit her with a little Panther P. Got some Gibbs. too. I mean, you can only work it so much, you know. Get a pair of needle nose. But basically at this point, it needs a new valve. I mean, that's pretty cut and dry. Wish I could tap it. I guess we can. We can tap right on the middle. If we can get down in between those fingers. Let me get something to lightly, very gingerly smooch it along here. Oh, excuse me guys, gotta get a hammer drawer. Okay. Alright, let's see. Problem is I don't want it to stick open because then the car is gonna run like poo. Oh, now it's open. Now it's closed. Work it, girl. That's all we needed. Just need a little bit of love. And a little bit of Gibbs. Not a sponsor. Viewer sent this to me. Oh, did I just blast you? I did. Like making out an EGR valve in the morning. I gotta clean off my camera, son of a hoo-hoo. I used to think that the screwdriver was the most abused thing in the shop, but I'm pretty sure it's my camera. I'm actually only on my third camera since I started the YouTube. And I think, can you guys see? Alright, everybody can see. Yeah, she just stuck. Moves nice and free now. Actually, there's a little bit of play in the shaft. I can't think that I would seize. But anyhow, I am going to squeeze these fingers in a little bit because that's where the shaft hooks to it. But it only pushes down, so it doesn't really necessarily have to latch into those good. All right, let's put it back together, see if it works. That's assuming I found all the parts that hit the floor. Which I think we did. It was just a bearing and then that wavy washer, right? Right? Who knows? Take that out so we don't lose it. I think I did a video on this Nissan once before with the heater control. Lady stopped in, it was stuck on heat or wouldn't change the floor or something like that. Aluminium. Alright, well that looks dandy. It's going to sit on the same spot. I'm not going to bother doing anything crazy with this. Just stick that back on there, slightly. Stick that back on there, theoretically. So that should push now, okay? We've got the bearing here that goes on the bottom half of our stepper motor. In the hole. We're going to have to wind this little guy back on. Oh yeah, now she goes up and down. So when that spins, that's full open, that's full close. Okay. Alright, so there's that. There's our O-ring. That sits back in there. Then our stepper motor. We do have this wavy washer. This just sat right up on top. Put the finger side down, I guess. That'll hold on the edge of the bearing. Let's see, would that be the way it went? it goes this way, it would hold the center of the bearing. So yeah, let's do it that way because I see 4 little telltale marks up in the top here. There that lines up in. Alright, so we'll go like that. We'll stick our screws back in here. I can't find the hole, fella. There she is. And we get a different ratchet. Technically, in theory, I should see it open now. Assuming the step motor is good, which it sounded like it was good. Here. Get the scan tool going here. Oh, sugar. We got nothing now. What the hell did you do wrong, fella? Well, I'm gonna pop back apart, obviously. I did something wrong. So I took it back apart. I'm curious to know if that wavy washer goes with the fingers down on the outside edge of the bearing, because I'm wondering if that was putting too much pressure on the spindle or something and not allowing it to rotate. So I just took it apart and flipped that over. Other than that, I've stuck the magnet in the motor and turned it on, and you know, it oscillates around as it should. So I'm just gonna lightly put this together. Either that or I had it binding or something, but oh, there it goes. All right. Okay. So that's it. When you put the wavy washer in, the fingers that stick out go on the outside edge of the bearing. Of course, you might not tear it apart like I did, like on the vehicle. I just didn't want to disconnect any water. Let me just snug it up, see if it still works, make sure it doesn't bind up those bearings or anything. Sure. Yep, open, open, open more, open really far. And then it just went closed all the way. Perfect. Boom. Pretty much an EGR valve rebuild shop. However, if this does work, takes care of the issue for good, great. If not, then we'll have to get a new valve. Like I say, it seems like there's plenty of movement in that shaft. I'm gonna fire this junker up. We're going to go back in here. Should be able to stall the engine, I would think, or at least make it really run like garbage. So we want to look at the temp sensor. I think it was around 3 volts when I first looked at it, 3.1, something like that. So now we're going to open up the valve, and we should see our voltage start to drop, and the engine should start running really crappy. It is. Let's make sure it goes closed here. Our voltage should start going back up, and it is. Not quite leaving skin imprints, but it will. And our voltage is starting to rise again, so we can open it again. See if we can stall the engine. We can only go like 50 steps. Can't quite stall it out, but it does run poopy. And voltage is going way down. Escape out of there, it should slam shut. Perfect. Fixed. So I'm out here on my test drive, and I just ran the P0400 test, and it said command finish. I saw the temp go down, so we are going to see if it passed. Current status okay, fantastic. All right, now I'm going to go on my drive and see if I can see what's going on with the converter, if anything, or if it was a result of the EGR not working. That I don't know, but I didn't bring my tripod, so I can't hold the camera and drive. Leaving just sitting here in the parking lot. Before I even take off, I pulled up my O2 data. So these are both our converters. Bank 1, this is the code I had, is for Bank 2. And I'm just holding it about 2300 or so. We can see the Bank 1 converter appears to be working, but the switching right there on Bank 2 definitely appears to be a converter that is on the fritz. Can no longer store oxygen, so almost really don't even need to take it on a drive. But we will anyways. Let's get this AC cranking again. It's lunchtime. Alright, we survived, made it back to the shop, and as expected, the P0430 is a pending code now. I did run, I'll go back and double check, I was trying to look at it while I was driving on the road. It did look like it ran the full drive cycle, which is what I typically like to do. So obviously it's not going to run the catalyst. Evap ran, O2 heater, and EGR. So those all ran, which is good, and we don't have our P0400, but it still has the P0430, which we knew even before driving that it was going to have. Unfortunately, don't hear any exhaust leaks on it. I mean, it just looks like a failed converter. Just looking at data, which I suppose that could be a result of, like I say, the week or so ago when she came in and the mass airflow was bad, it was incorrectly reading. So it was reading that it was super lean. The engine ECM was, you know, pouring the coal to it at that point. So that's it. That's it. We're done. We're out of here. Looks like that guy from Tool Time. Was it Wilson? Or is that from Dennis the Menace? I'm not real sure. Either way, we're done. There. Now you can see me. And we're going to keep trucking. Our diagnosed Dan shirt, channeling our inner Ivan, would help this make this diagnosis and repair. Fortunately, she does not need a new EGR valve. They look expensive, but in the event that it, you know, craps out again, then obviously we'll tell her she needs a new valve. No sense in putting any kind of miracle juice on it. Never sees anything like that. Them suckers get hot. So it could be just the tolerances are worn, allowed some rust to build up, and, you know, seized the shaft. Make sure that if you tear yours apart, you put the wavy washer in the correct direction, because you'll find out, like I did, it doesn't work. And now I've got to give her the bad news that she needs a new converter and write that estimate. And hopefully, well, this is California emissions. We're going to have to use a Cali Cat, which sucks. Usually exceeds the value of the car, but it is what it is. I didn't build it, I didn't buy it, and I didn't break it. That's what I say. Keep moving. Why don't you move on down there to the description box, read whatever's there, and then move on to the comment box. Leave your questions, comments, criticisms, concerns. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe or ring the bell, set your notifications to all, because that's a thing now. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.